All right. Black Power. I'm in the house. Ripping and running all night. Ripping and running all night with this information. You know what I'm saying? Up to the wee hours of the morning. About to operate on you, Negro. That's right. That's right. It don't stop. You know what I'm saying? I ain't taking too many days off on none of you niggas. Okay? None of you niggas. Okay? I'm gonna continue to stomp a mud hole in these niggas, for a day. But, I already got planned for this upcoming January the 13th is where I'm gonna do the magnum opus, which gonna be live stream. So the flyer go up for that. You know what I'm saying? Right now, I'm really freestyling an ass whoop. But when January 13th comes, that's full package. All battleships, all aircraft carriers, all destroyers and cruise missiles will be lined at these niggas. So it's gonna be the Aborigine Black Indian apocalypse and massacre of the Mexican Olmec scholarship. Should I say that again? Okay then. Aboriginal Black Indian apocalypse. Massacre of the Mexican Olmec scholarship. Jumping on two niggas. Two deadbeat niggas. Okay? Getting two deadbeat niggas. Lying on the people. Trying to steal our history. How y'all doing today out there? I'm giving y'all time, all you Indian niggas. Go get Big Littlefoot. Go get his ass. Go get all the big Indians. Don't bring no little Indian. Okay? I don't want to see no little Indian with one fella. No fella. Okay? I want all the feathers. I want the big Indian with all the feathers in his head. Go get that nigga. Get him on in here right now. Okay? Go get him right now and get him in here while I'm going over, these notes. Okay? Got a lot, I got some extraordinary shit to show today. Okay? But see, this is just a teaser. You understand what I'm saying? Undebatable. See, when I show up, nigga, I kicks the dough in. Okay? Everybody on the goddamn ground. Everybody. Okay? Them niggas out there crying in the comments. Don't cry in the comments. Put that extraordinary documentary together and get with me. Call all the big Indians out there. Whichever one of you niggas want to battle me, get with me. Okay? Shaka Zulu versus Sitting Bull. Got something for your ass, nigga. Okay? Shaka Zulu versus Sitting Bull. Okay? That's going to be the name of the debate for any of them niggas that want to step up. Go get him. Tell them I said it. Come call my name one time, and I'm going to end your career. I don't know how many niggas I done put in the ground, but it's going to be some more. It's going to be a whole lot more in 2019. And some of you niggas ain't going to get out of 2018. I'm killing y'all niggas in the last few days of the white man new year, old year, which ain't no old year, ain't even a new year. But since you niggas is European, I'll go with the flow. I don't want to, I don't want to destroy your whole mental makeup. You know what I'm saying? I want to leave something so you can see this visual extravaganza today. Okay? It's going to be a visual and small but so powerful. You understand what I'm saying? It's like one of them suitcase nuclear bombs. Even though it ain't the big one, goddamn it, it's packed in a little suitcase. But that motherfucker do just as much damage. Do just as much damage. Woo, let me see what this, let me see what this, let me see what the chat looking like. Let me see if my moderator's in the house. If my moderator's in the house, throw a black fist up so I know you in the house. With my UK in the house, Black Pop. With my moderator. Uh-oh. Okay, I see Leo. All right. I need to see two. Because they're going to come in there on you, nigga. It's going to be a whole lot of little Indians going to try to run up in there on you, dog. I ain't going to never get up off of these niggas. And you know I ain't. Uh-oh, there's Patah. Okay, I see Patah in the house. All right. All right. They're going to try to rush you niggas now. Y'all got to be ready. Patah say, I got this. All right. That's what's pop. All right. I'm comfortable there. I'm comfortable. Let me get some water. Let me get some water right quick. Stay where you at. Don't go nowhere. Go get Big Littlefoot. Huh? Go get him. Go get Little Eagle egg sandwich. Go get that nigga and tell him be in the house. Yes, sir. Ain't no letting up off these niggas. Ain't gonna never let up off of these niggas. No, sir. Can't do it. Ah. Uh-oh. I see them numbers jumping up. I see them niggas crying in the other videos. I say, God damn it, I need to invest in Kleenex. I need to get some stock in Kleenex. Because you niggas be crying like a motherfucker. Crying. Talking all crazy. You know what I'm saying? But I see the brothers and sisters, when a nigga likes you with this kind of dynamite, all you got to do is light the wick. That's all you got to do. And throw that shit. You understand what I'm saying? And run, because that shit is fire. It's dynamite. You understand what I'm saying? And that shit just a ba-boom. You can hear them crying, but all you're going to see is a whole lot of TPs and a whole lot of feathers flying through the air. Niggas cannot withstand the African scholarship. Okay? I see niggas, when I say, why would we go to mounds and shit when we was in pyramid? I know we wasn't living in pyramids, fool. It's a lot of, this is also education and shit. This is, we want the family to laugh and shit. So you niggas try to find anything, huh? To act like I don't know. Nigga, and I done been to fucking Egypt 3 times, fool. And the nigga in there ain't been one goddamn time. Nigga, I done been to Mexico. And see, the thing is, most people don't understand is that when I went, I was already an advanced scholar. When I went to Mexico, you know how I took over 5,000 photos of shit that I needed. I ain't even showed yet. You understand what I'm saying? That's for the future, nigga. That's for the future. And I'm going back again. You understand what I'm saying? So don't think that I just went down there looking. No, nigga, I went down there on a research expedition and took 5,000. I took over 10,000 photos in Egypt. I took over 2,000 in Ethiopia. A special that you will never see, nigga. You will never see it in your life unless I show it to you. You understand what I'm saying? And got enough nerve. Who you think you fucking with? I'm a futuristic thinker. I'm just warming up out there, family. Y'all know how I do. I want family to come on in. I see the numbers is running up. Everybody know how I do. I got to warm up before I jump off into this information. Because once I get to going, it's going to be like a domino effect. It's shit. It's like when I get ready to go to war with motherfuckers, the ancestors just be throwing me jewels. My baby. Take care of their ass. You understand what I'm saying? Jewels. I got to go in here and get one photo. You understand on these old savage ass Aztecs before I can even cut it, because it's a special, man, listen, when I show y'all this shit, y'all need to go get some motherfuckers. I'm telling you, all these videos that I drop, these motherfuckers is gonna be classics. Motherfuckers gonna be coming back to this shit 10 years from now, saying, God damn, that nigga put an ass whooping on them niggas. You see what I'm saying? These motherfuckers scalping Indians. That's all we gonna be doing, scalping Indians. Bring it on. Go get the big Indians, I said. Go get them right. Call them up. Better yet, send a smoke signal. You understand what I'm saying? How you call them? You ain't got no telephone, right, big Indy? What you send? Smoke signal. Send them motherfuckers some smoke signal. And tell them King Shaka Zulu is in the house. King Shaka Seti is in the motherfucking house. Call them niggas. Call them. Tell them I'm in the house. Bring every motherfucker you got. I heard motherfuckers talking about they gonna call Taj Bay. Motherfucker, y'all niggas were talking that shit 10 years ago when I jumped on goddamn Eileen. Ain't seen no Taj. I told Taj I put a part in your motherfucking fro, my nigga. Come on with it. I'm gonna part your motherfucking fro soon as you call my name. Ain't you been thieving, nigga? I heard you been thieving out there. You better leave me alone, my nigga, before I put a part in that motherfucking juicy fro you got. Goddamn Indians with goddamn afros. Fuck wrong with you niggas? All right, let me go on in here. I need to get one photo. And then I'm gonna get started. I see the numbers is going up and up and up and up and up. Go get him. Go get any nigga from Louisiana. I hope they ain't piled up in snow talking about they Aboriginal. And it's a goddamn snowstorm all over the motherfucking country, freezing temperatures, but you indigenous to North America. How silly do you niggas sound? Y'all worse than the cracker. Y'all the cracker on the flip side, talking about he come from Africa, his ass down there pilling, goddamn it, because that sun pilling the goddamn skin up off of his body, and you niggas up in the goddamn North Pole talking about y'all indigenous to the North Pole. Too silly. See, you follow behind that cracker, and silly as he is, you even sillier. Dumb and goddamn dumb. And you motherfucking Aboriginal niggas is the dumbest. Dumb, and dumbest. Okay? Following behind the beast. And then I hear niggas out here talking about where the white man agree. The white man don't agree with me. Okay? When he put up some facts, he don't know that General Cyrus Susan said he about to use that against him. The information that he revealing is only weapons to use against the white man. You understand? Ain't no white man ever gonna agree with me. If he do, he recognize his demise. If he agree with me, he say, yes, Seti, we on our way out. That's all he gonna say. Ain't gonna agree with me. If a cracker agree with you, nigga, your information ain't worth shit. God damn it, I hurt crackers' feelings. I had to say that. I have to say that. I hurt they feelings. I hurt the Mexican feelings with the truth. I don't have to just say nothing but the truth. Nothing else. Let me go get this Aztec shit so I could get started. I just wanted to get some family in the house. I didn't want y'all to miss too much. You understand what I'm saying? Let me get this. Let me get this right quick. Once I get this, I'll be ready to rock and roll. Yeah, look at these savage motherfuckers. Right here, it found it already. Found it already. Found it already. Let me give my lecture up. Found it already. Found it already. Here we go. See, people think you got to warm up. You got to warm the family up. Get them loose. Now, I want to tell all my family out there, even if you're Aboriginal, I don't care what you is, that I love you. You my people. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? Don't take this ass whooping personal. Straight up. As I do this, do not take this ass whooping personal. It's not personal. You understand? It's based on truth. You understand what I'm saying? I understand, we all got them crazy people in our family. You know what I'm saying? We got an old crazy Uncle Leroy. We got an old crazy ass Uncle Jonathan. You know what I'm saying? We got an old crazy ass auntie. You understand? Every time we have a family function, they come and fuck it up. We love them. We love them. Just keep your ass at home for the holiday. Don't come your ass by, nigga. We'll call you. Okay? We'll check on you. Just keep your ass at home. We don't want you to come and fuck our shit up. You see what I'm saying? Because we know you crazy. And so we know it's a lot of our family out there with all these crazy ass ideologies. We love you. We love you. God damn it, we gonna talk about you like a dog. But we love you. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know Auntie Ruby. We talk about her and we love her. But when we get on, we talk about Auntie Ruby. Ruby, boy, that's a crazy ass. You know what I'm saying? I hope she don't bring her ass over for the holiday. You see what I'm saying? Y'all the same type of nigga. We love you, but y'all crazy as hell. Every time y'all show up in the comment, you disgruntled, nigga, do a document. Just call me out. I get the biggest goddamn Indian, Mexican, white. I'll let y'all put 3 of them on the same team. Get the biggest Mexican, get the biggest Mexican, get the biggest Indian and cracker. 3 of them, 3 races, and put them all on one team. Call me up. Nigga, and I even put one arm behind my goddamn back and fight y'all. Okay, let me put this on in here. Let me put this on in here. This is listen. When I tell y'all I got some shit, when I was even studying it, I was going into the ancestors, they brought me something. When I show y'all this shit, y'all gonna be like, God damn, Seti, where you get that from? Know where you got it from. Nowhere. And I always told y'all, and it's in concerning what happened to the Olmecs. Okay, what happened to our people? Now, it's a lot of our people still, hid off in certain areas, but they're not at the pinnacle of the culture like they was in ancient times. And so, all of the great monuments and ceremonial areas where they built up, you understand? They no longer populated them areas. And the question became, what happened to these people? You know what I'm saying? We got some answers. I always told you, these same people that you claiming is your people is the ones that actually committed genocide on our family. And I always said that. Y'all are some very ruthless, violent motherfuckers. Okay? Let me put this on in here. Uh-oh, I see them numbers climbing. Don't go nowhere. Don't go no goddamn where. Because if you miss this, you missing some shit. You missing some shit today. I'm going to put it right there. That's where it belongs. Right there. Right there. Let me drop that shit right on in there. Drop that shit right on in there. These are some savage motherfuckers, man. Straight up. Talking about these. Yeah, if this you's a savage motherfucker. If it is you a savage motherfucker. I'm going to show you this shit. And I'm not being disrespectful to the extent that I'm just, because it is what it is. I'm making fun at the truth. I'm not just shooting no shot at a motherfucker. You understand? This shit is hilarious. What else the fuck you want me to say? This shit is hilarious because you do not know what you talking about at all. I'm going to make that clear. You do not know what the fuck you talking about. Niggas is so goddamn confused. All over the goddamn world, we confused. Go over here, this nigga Arab. You feel me? Come over here, this nigga Indian. Let me put this in here, family. Y'all just maintain. Y'all just maintain. It's only this one little, because I got a nice little slide for y'all today. I've been up all night. You know what I'm saying? Up watching the Grand Master Teacher Ivan Van Sertima, the Vanguard. The Vanguard. But I didn't even took it further than Ivan. That's the facts. The shit that I'm showing, I didn't even see Ivan Van Sertima's show. But that's no disrespect at all. That's what you're supposed to do. He is the Grand Master. When they laid the first blocks on the pyramid, and those blocks cannot be removed. If it was not for these great teachers, I would not be here. But damn it, they threw the alley-oop, goddamn it, and I climbed to the top of the goddamn pyramid and dunked that motherfucker. It ain't, you can throw it up how high you want to throw it up. Bitch, I got the hots to go up there and grab that bitch. And Sean Kemp it. Nigga, I'm Sean Kemp, nigga. The Rain Man. That's very clear right there. That's cool. Let me check one more. Let me check one more. Check one more, family. Because I want to make this shit clear. So when you get up off of here, you can always relate back to this. See, you can't just jump right off. You got to warm the people up. I need this too. I need this too. Very savage. Very savage is these people. Believe me, once I get to flowing, y'all niggas gonna say, God damn, this nigga made my day. This nigga enlightened me today. Further than I ever thought he was. I know said he a bad motherfucker, but after the day, you gonna say, God damn, every lecture, this nigga get better and better and better. You could take these 4 videos that I done right and damn near demolish motherfucker. But just to show you when I come on January 13th, that this is only like 25, less than 20. This is about, out of these 4 videos, is like 20% of what I got to show y'all. Okay, so that just lets you know. When you come, it's gonna be at least 3 hours, maybe 3.5 hours. And see, today, like when I'm on YouTube, I'm freestyle a lot, even though I got the photo. But when I do the live stream, ain't no chat room for me. It's just straight information. So you imagine in 3.5 hours what y'all niggas gonna get. This is on in these 4 videos. That's only 20%. I'm in the comments. I'm looking at every motherfucking response that these Negroes got. I'm answering all responses. And I'm dealing with the Mexican, and I'm gonna touch on him today too. Cause they flagrant. And they think they slick, and they think they dealing with some amateur. But they not dealing with no amateur at all. All right, one more. So y'all is clear about this. I want to make one more. So y'all clear about this. Okay, boom. I'm gonna put that there. Okay, I'm gonna put that there. I need one more. I need one more, family. This right here. I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it. That's all I want. That's all I want. Right there. And I'm about to get started. Now today, let me go on and break y'all off. Today, what I'm gonna be really focusing on, again, is the racial origin of the Olmecs, okay? And the differences between the Africans and what you call the native, so-called Native Americans. One American, they not native, okay? We didn't, and I'll go over the, some of the earlier information if I can. Some of y'all need to go to them earlier videos, kind of, get yourself warmed up to a lot of the information. We dealt with, the oldest fossil finds in America. It's been proven and spoken through the mouth of so-called Native Americans that they know that the African preceded them. I'll go over that again because that's very critical. I'm showing you the shit that come out of the so-called Native American mouth. See, these niggas don't have a wide spectrum of references that's gonna tell the truth. Okay? that's gonna tell the truth. Because if you ask any of them Mexicans, is you niggas them, they'll tell you hell fucking no. Them ain't none of me. But you niggas want to claim them, but they ain't gonna claim your bitch ass. Not on no massive level. You get two crazy ass, drunk ass Indians that might say something, but he drunk and on his way out too. Let me put this in here too. And I'm ready to rock. And I'm ready to rock. Let me put this in here. Get ready, y'all. This the last one. Let me put that. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Once we get to rolling, we ain't gonna stop rolling. I'm gonna be in and out. Okay, where I wanna start at. Let me get to my starting point. I'm gonna deal with them fake ass Mexicans too with that bullshit. Got a lot of shit to show just today. That shit don't make no sense. I'm gonna start right there. I'm gonna start right there. I'm at my starting point. I'm at my starting point. Let me make sure my all right, let me get my monitor up. So I know everything is good when I go live. Ooh. So I know everything is good when I go live. Yeah, they mad. I see y'all in the house. I'm about to go. I'm about to go ahead to line it up. I got my monitor up. I got my monitor up. Okay. All right, we good. We good. We good. Y'all know I'm gonna be in and out as I do my thing. So y'all need to see me. Okay, here we go. They can stay mad. I don't give a goddamn about them being mad. Woo! Okay. We're in the house. Let me set my monitor over here. My goddamn telephone, that motherfucker stay like spinning. That motherfucker don't never stay. All right. What you looking at right here is what you call pyramid structures from around the world. Now, what we must understand, and I'm going to show this. A lot of people will miraculously think that, you see the pyramids in Africa. You see the pyramids in Nubia. You even got pyramids in China. They so-called pyramids. They pyramidal-like structures. Okay, they're not pyramids. Like the ziggurat of Iraq, even though they're not standing any longer. Okay, they got some makeshift shit which Saddam Hussein put up there, and I got the Arabs laying the bricks to fool you that the structure that you see at the top right, the ziggurat of Ur, is when they went into Iraq that it was standing from ancient time. Not so. Many of the so-called pyramids in Mexico were dilapidated. Goddamn vegetation was growing all through it. Bricks have fallen all off the damn pyramid. They had to rebuild the pyramid. Okay? Many of them damn pyramids are not as they seem when they first saw. Okay? When you look at the pyramid in China, most of it is a mound type of structure. It's not masonry. Okay? Piling goddamn dirt up to make a mound is not masonry. Okay? There's no brick, there's no granite, there's no basalt around the mound. See, when you put basalt, granite, and that makes it what you call masonry. Okay? But if you don't have no brick, you don't have no basalt, you don't have no granite, it's not masonry. Okay? It's just a mound. Okay, that's all it is a mound. And so a lot of these structures have been termed a pyramid. Let me come back in, and so I could, say exactly what I need to say. Okay? So, but this must be taken in because there is no comparison to the pyramids in Egypt and the pyramids in the Americas. I got to be clear about that, okay? Which I'm going to show, okay? But the truth of the matter is all science is connected, okay? They're using a lesser science to achieve what they're achieving, but the science is the same, just a minute aspect of the greater science that was in Egypt. Once you invent the wheel, you can't reinvent the wheel, okay? So when you see how they build skyscrapers in New York and Chicago, it's the same as how they build skyscrapers in Arabia and in Asia, Japan, and China, okay? Same science. And so that's what I want to make clear. So, what people don't seem to understand, that because you looking at boundary lines created by the European, when you see Mexico cut off from what you call today United States of America. See, before the coming of the European, you got to understand that this was one landmass, okay? This was one landmass. And that, there's no boundary line. The so-called Seminole, the so-called Apache is the same type of species of human as the Aztec, the Mayan, and the Inca. You see what I'm saying? And that when you talk about Mexico, what is today Mexico, it was the capital of the whole continent of North America. Okay? And I'm going to show you how ironic it is that the greatest of the so-called Native Americans was those that was closest to the Olmec Center. And as you move further and further away from the Olmec Center, moving up into what you call United States, the knowledge and the science became more minute, became a lesser science. The greatest of the monuments was Olmec, Aztec, Inca. That was near the Olmec. But when you go up into North America, when you go up into the United States, and they were further from, they lived in teepees. They only built mud mounds. They didn't have the great pyramids that the Incans and the Mayans and the Aztecs were a part of. They didn't have that. You see what I'm saying? So it's showing that the Olmecs, who were the Africans, and that they usually will show you a little area around Mexico. That was the heartland. But the Olmecs reached all the way up into the United States of America. Let's be clear about that. Okay? Let's be clear about that. So I don't want you to be fooled by any boundary lines of today. There is no boundary line. Before the European came, you had little territories, where certain tribes was in this territory and they respected each other's boundaries, and then sometimes they went to war like any other people, okay? But the Olmec was the capital of the whole continent of North America. As you can see, the mountain range from Washington State all the way down to going to Guatemala, into Mexico, going into Guatemala, Belize. You see what I'm saying? It's one mountain range. Okay, that's one mountain range. So as you look pre-European, you see all the different types of Indians. You see the Sioux, you see the Crow, the Cheyenne, the Apache, the Comanche, the Creek, and all the various Aztec and Maya is a part of that same racial makeup, okay? Somehow people think that the Aztec and the Mayan is something different than a goddamn Creek, a Seminole, a Croy, and a Sioux. They're not. But those that was closest to the Olmec heartland was those native so-called Americans who was the most advanced. That just those who was closest to Egypt, those civilizations that was closest to Egypt was the most advanced. When you look at the European civilizations, Greece and Rome, which is right there on the Mediterranean, right there close to Egypt, those were the most advanced civilizations that Europe ever produced. Okay, that's showing you the approximate, how close, the approximate closeness of your civilization to the heartland of the most advanced of the people shows and prove, who was the greatest out of the Native Americans. Okay, again, it was the Aztecs, the Mayans, and the Incans. Okay, here again, looking at the map, showing you how in the hell the Olmecs is sitting right there in the center, and then right to the left of you is the Aztec, right to the right of you is the Mayans. Okay, those who sat in the universities of the Olmec, those who got close to the Olmecs and got some knowledge, was the most advanced of these so-called Native Americans. If you see, they got a couple of pyramids here and there. They didn't build all them pyramids. The Africans built many of the big pyramids, but they did get some knowledge, okay, and were able to make some pyramids of their own, okay? But if they had not gotten close to the Olmecs, they would be just like the regular Indians in a goddamn teepee or with just a regular mound, okay? When they got close to the Olmecs, they learned masonry. So they was able to put brick around them mounds. You go up into the United States, they don't have much brick around them mounds. They just got mounds, okay? That show you that they was on the most primitive level. How is it that the greatest of the so-called Native American nations, tribes, the Mayans, the Aztecs, were those closest to the Olmec Center? So that's showing you the source of wisdom. That's showing you the source of knowledge. Okay, and I want you to know that the Aztec and the Incan is no different than a Creek, a Seminole, a Sioux, an Apache, or any other of the goddamn so-called Blackfoot or the rest of them. They ain't nothing but an Aztec, a Mayan, and an Incan. Okay? They are the same branch, subspecies of so-called human beings. Okay? Let me move on. This is even showing you, how far is, the Spanish and Mexico control what is today United States of America. Spanish Louisiana went damn near up into damn Canada. That show you how far, how big Louisiana was. You understand? That's why they call New Mexico. New Mexico. Texas was a part of Mexico. So when I show you this and tell you that the Olmec was the capital of the whole damn North American continent, okay? We got to be clear about this. When you're looking at these so-called mounds that's in America, I'm going to show you that these mounds started with the Olmecs, okay? When you go to La Venta, when you go to Tres Zapotes, or 3 Zaprotes. These are Olmec centers, okay? And you can see they started the mound, but they had brick around that. Them jealous ass so-called native Indians took a lot of the brick from around the mound. You know, it might have fallen down somewhat, just like they did in Egypt. They took blocks off of the pyramids. Let me come out. Let me come out. They took blocks out of the pyramids, and even in Egypt, and went and built mosques in Cairo. You see what I'm saying? And so they did the same thing with in America, where they took the bricks off of it, the blocks off of it, and they went and built other structures. Okay, but as you can see in America, they had a mound. Okay, they had the mound up under the pyramid. That's totally different than in Egypt, where they had self-standing pyramids. Okay, block laid on top of a block, no mound inside of it. Okay, coming up 40 stories. So to compare any of the damn pyramids in America to the pyramids in Africa is just ridiculous. Nobody in their right mind that knows science and knows engineering and architectural engineering would even make a very serious mistake like that to compare. But the same science that went into building the Great Pyramid went into building them pyramids, just a lesser form of the science, okay, which I will show. And why am I saying that? You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to show you why I'm saying this. Okay, that's Levanta. Now that's a mound in North America. Okay, so it's showing you that the Olmecs started the mound culture. Okay, they started that. I'm tired of these people trying to advance some goddamn theories that, it don't take much to build no goddamn mound. You know how many times we played in the mud, nigga, and built goddamn shit with mud? We go get shoe boxes and put mud in it and make mud bricks. Nigga, anybody know how to do that? Okay, so you can, it don't take much. But what was the spiritual origin of that? Because a temple will be put on top. You see what I'm saying? You don't understand is that the Indians in North America did not have the high science as the Olmecs. So they had a more primitive form of the science. They just put the mound there and put a structure on the top. They didn't have the masonry know-how. They did not put no damn bricks around their mounds. Okay, but the Olmecs had bricks around the mound. So this is a North American mound, and these are what you call Central American mounds established by the Olmec. Okay, as you see right there, they will put some type of a hut at the top of the mound, and either a priest or a nobleman would be at the top of the mound. When you have a mound and the people are down at the bottom, it shows authority. You see what I'm saying? That shows authority. You looking down on them. You in the sky. You closer to the deity. You see what I'm saying? And so this is where the priests would be, and this is where the nobles would be. Okay? On the mound. Now, I'm gonna get off into this very clear to show you, when we talking about how advanced the Olmec is, okay? How advanced the Olmec is compared to the other people. Let me keep going. I ain't gonna come out. When you looking at this obelisk right here, okay? You talking about an obelisk, which is the obelisk of Hatshepsut. But it's called, it had a flaw in it. It's a crack obelisk, okay? Now this is in Aswan. Now if you're looking at the map, you see Aswan is 800 miles from Cairo, which is way down there where the pyramids is, way at the bottom, down north. okay? And many of the pyramids down there at Giza, a lot of the granite came from down here in Aswan, okay? Came down from Aswan, okay? This is showing not only, this is a super complex society. This is not an average society. Because when you're talking about building the pyramid, you talking about it took maybe 40 to 50 other advanced sciences to make that pyramid happen. So you're talking about a super advanced, complex creation. I'm going to say that again. Super advanced, complex creation. What is a super advanced, complex creation? A creation such as the Great Pyramid, where it would take 40, 50 to 60 other advanced sciences to make it happen, okay? You had to be advanced in super advanced in astronomy. Why? Because the pyramids is aligned with constellations in the sky. So you had to accomplish charting the sky long before you could align the pyramids to the constellations. Okay? Not only did you have to know how to chisel these blocks out of the granite, you had to advance tool making. You had to have certain kind of tools to be able to chisel this granite. This is hard as some of the hardest goddamn elements on the planet, okay? And only certain type of other minerals and other elements of the earth is able to cut it. You see what I'm saying? Like diamonds and shit, which is the hardest element on the planet. You see what I'm saying? So not only did they have to have the skill of, cutting it perfectly, they had to advance tool making. Then you had to have advanced metallurgy. You understand what I'm saying? Because you had to smelt the tools, you had to smelt the metals to make the tools. Okay, some of them damn metals, you need goddamn thousands of degrees of heat to even melt the damn metal. You understand what I'm saying? And then you talking about it's 800 miles to goddamn Giza. So if you carving blocks that weigh hundreds of damn tons and you carve them down there in Aswan, you got to sell them down to Giza, 800 miles, okay? You have to sell. So now you got to move, this is damn near 2,000 tons, okay? So now you got to have advanced transportation science because you got to transport a 2,000-ton obelisk from that quarry to the Nile, okay? You got to transport that to the Nile. Get it on a ship. Now, this ain't no goddamn canoe, okay? Why am I saying this? Because the Olmec heads, okay? It's not just that they carved 28, some of them weighed up to 28 tons. Some of them weighed up to 28 tons. I'm going to show you where they carved them from. They carved them in the mountains of Mexico, and then they transported them to the various locations. And I think it might be 3 or 4 locations where you find these giant Olmec heads. So not only did you have to have the tools to carve these heads, okay? You had to have the transportation science to move it from the quarry to the damn river. And then you had to have a large enough ship to carry the damn 28-ton head to its respective location. And some of them distance was over 100 damn miles. You see what I'm saying? So when I'm talking about a super advanced, complex, let me come out of this so I can talk to you because I'm just warming up. See, we talking about a super advanced, complex creation. And I'm going to go over that again. You're not going to fumble onto a super advanced, complex creation. You know why? It takes 30, 40, 50 other advanced sciences to come together to pull it off. That's key. See, we're getting down to some shit today. See, we're not going to just talk this goddamn talk. You niggas talking about science. Okay, we're going to talk about science. See, when you're talking about that obelisk at 2,000 tons, okay, you're not putting that on no motherfucking canoe. You putting that on a barge. That's literally a barge, okay? So now you have to have advanced science in shipbuilding. You see what I'm saying? Talk to me if you understand what I'm saying. You understand what I'm saying? To align the pyramid with the damn stars. Okay, you got Abu Simbel, the temple at Abu Simbel. Twice a year, the sun would shine up into the temple, into the Holy of Holies, and light the Holy of Holies up. See what I'm saying? So not only had you had to be advanced in architecture, tool making, metallurgy, you understand, shipbuilding, and various of sciences that you would have to, and they all advance separately, okay? Separately, okay? They all advanced separately, and they was advancing for thousands of damn years to get to that point where you were able to put them all together to build this pyramid that nobody else on the goddamn planet could even try to duplicate, then or not. That shows you what a super advanced, complex creation. It can't be done by many people. Okay, it cannot be done. That's why when you go into all other areas, they shit is on the ground. I don't give a fuck. You got these old silly ass niggas talking about they have pyramids in Mexico bigger than the damn pyramid in Egypt. And the bitch on the ground. The bitch is like it used to be. I don't want to hear no goddamn used to be. You understand what I'm saying? I want to see what is. I want to see a super advanced complex creation. It don't fall down. That bitch stay here. You understand what I'm saying? Because you so advanced. Most people will say, goddamn it, gods. They will, come up with anything. God's built. You see what I'm saying? Why am I saying this? You understand what I'm saying? Because to a lesser degree, the same sciences that it took to build many of the monuments in Egypt and in Nubia was used in Mexico. Okay? And when you look over there at them goddamn Indians, they on fucking canoes. Man, I'm so sick of y'all dumbass motherfuckers. How the fuck is you expecting to sail? Because you damn sure didn't roll no 28-ton block, no fucking hundreds and hundreds of miles. You fool, when you got rivers and shit. You dumbass fool. So you have never seen nowhere where they advanced no major shipbuilding in the goddamn Americas. Okay, and I'm gonna show you where they stole some of the damn papyrus canoes from out of Egypt where the Africans brought over here. Same goddamn papyrus canoe. Same goddamn one, or even down in Bolivia. Okay? So again, I'm just warming up now. I'm just warming up out there. See, you cannot fumble on no goddamn, just like you can't fumble on no skyscraper. A lot of niggas out here talking about they got science. I tell you what, motherfucker, build a skyscraper. Okay? And so the modern day pyramid is the skyscraper. And I'm gonna show you that the modern skyscraper began in Chicago and New York. And I'm gonna show you that all these skyscrapers that you see on this fucking planet today, even if the architect was an indigenous architect, he went to school in Western schools to get the goddamn knowledge. Okay? You're not gonna fumble on, because even a skyscraper, it takes 40, 50, 60 different sciences to come together to make that happen. Even today, It takes too many different advanced sciences to come together to make that happen. So you need them all to make it pop. So there's no way you're going to fumble onto a super advanced, complex creation. It's impossible. I'm sick of you niggas with all this goddamn TP bullshit. You smoking too much. Come up off the motherfucking peace pot, nigga, and get to reality. See what I'm saying? Motherfucker talking about said he don't deal with goddamn science. Nigga, I'm pounding you niggas. And I ain't even got started showing y'all. But I'm warming y'all up. Why am I telling you this? Because they trying to make it seem like when you see a pyramid in Mexico, and when you see a pyramid in Egypt, somehow they separately created those pyramids. That's untrue. Just like most of these architects, whether they're Arab, whether they Asian, now maybe today the Asian has advanced where he don't need the white man to build a skyscraper. But everybody know before the West went into China, they didn't have pyramids. They was living in pagodas. That's just the facts. That's just the fact. The tallest thing that was in fucking China was the Great Wall of China. That's it. That was the greatest structure in China. They did not have skyscrapers. Okay? So that's just like this. I'm warming y'all up. I need you to understand this. You understand what I'm saying? Just like institution. I went over institution. How writing and how you need in this. You need institution. Even the bill, just like an architect need a blueprint today, he needed one yesterday. What is, what was, what will be. How the fuck if you gonna have a blueprint if you ain't got paper, if you ain't got numbers, if you ain't got advanced mathematicians in geometry? You understand what I'm saying? Architects. You understand? You need, just like you need that today to build any skyscraper, any building. You needed it yesterday. What was, what is, what will be. It does not change. Okay? So how do you tell me this? Let me check my phone. We just warming up. How we doing out there? Don't worry about them, family. I ain't even got into them yet. When we get off into we just warming up. I just want my family, don't pay too much attention to my moderator. Be vicious. Be ferocious. Because we teaching class and we don't give a fuck because we know this will last forever. We want our family to get the truth. So if any nigga in there disrespectful at this time, class is in session, block their ass, get their ass up out of there. Be quick. Be quick, family. So I got to get this across to y'all, even before we start getting off into this. Okay? So now let's get back to the lecture. Let's get back to the vision. Oh, I didn't even phase out. Let me phase out. And remember that. Super advanced, complex creation. Now, another thing. This is just to show you. Now, let me put the red pyramid in there. Let me put the red pyramid in there. So y'all know what pyramid this is. All right. This is the red pyramid of ancient Egypt. Okay, this was built in the 4th dynasty. This is the father of Khufu, the grandfather of Khafra, and the great-grandfather of Menkaure. He started the pyramid age. Now, inside of this pyramid is what you call a corbel vault. Okay, if you look to the right, it's a certain type of arch that is used. Okay, you know, and you got the regular arch, and then you got what they call the corbel vaulted arch. Okay, and you see this was the arch that they used in this pyramid. Now, when you come to the Americas, you see that same arch, which the one to the left again is Seneferu. That's the same arch. The one in the middle is Palenque, where the so-called Mayan king Pakal was buried. And then you got the one to the right, which is at Tikal, which is in, if I'm not mistaken, Guatemala or Honduras, one of the two. Okay, you're not just going up and mistaken on 2 different continents, 3 different continents, and conceive this engineering science. Okay, this architectural engineering science. A corbel vault is a corbel vault. Okay, and just like a goddamn skyscraper is a sky, you don't invent the corbel vault twice. It was invented once, and either you went to the architectural schools of the African to learn it, goddamn it, or the African built the goddamn structure. Either or, because you ain't gonna fumble on how to build a corbel vault. Okay, I'm gonna show you this. Okay, this is also, and I was there. I seen this. And the first, listen, let me come to y'all. Let me come to y'all. So y'all understand this. When I went to Egypt, I went in the Red Pyramid. And I was inside of it, and I seen the corbel vault. Master Ashraf pointed this out to us. And I looked up, okay, and I studied it. It was the first time that I saw it. See, but by going to Egypt 3 times first, and then going to Mexico. See, I went by myself when I went to Mexico. As soon as I got to Palenque, as soon as I got to Uxmal, it was already obvious. I didn't need nobody to show me shit. I automatically looked at it. I said, damn, look at that damn vault. You know what I'm saying? I was looking for African science, is what I was looking for. I was looking for African science. And that was one of the first things that I noticed. I say, damn, this vault. You know what I'm saying? You don't up and just, 2 people invent the motherfucking wheel. Okay? Even when you talk about cars, I'm sticking with advanced complex creation. We not super advanced, because the pyramid is on the super advanced complex creation. Now, when you're talking about the car, the automobile, that goes back to the chariots of the pharaohs. Okay, they advanced that science. Okay, because at that time, them damn chariots that the Egyptians had designed was the fastest fucking chariot on the planet. And so what that chariot was, the car became in later times. Okay, when the West went into China, they did not have cars. Okay, they might have had a wagon here or there, but they did not have no car. Okay, so the West took the complex creation of the car, which they got from ancient times. That's another thing about an advanced complex creation or a super advanced complex creation. It takes thousands of years. Now, an advanced complex creation might take 10,000 years to develop, okay? Might take 20,000, 30,000, but a super advanced is at minimum 75 to 100,000 and can go up to 500,000 a year. When you get to the pyramid, you're talking about at least 250,000 to 500,000 of years to develop, period, okay? So when you talk about people cannot stumble onto advanced complex creations or even advanced complex creation, such as the car, which is an advanced complex creation. It took 10, 20,000 years to come from a wagon, an African wagon, to the chariot, to where the car is today, okay? And without the chariot, you would never have a car. They start putting gears on them goddamn chariots to where they could kick that motherfucker. You understand what I'm saying? And you moving 30, 40 fucking miles an hour on the goddamn sand, okay? That shit was moving faster than goddamn Henry Ford car, the first one he built. Goddamn it, them damn chariots was moving faster than that. So we got to be clear about that. You see what I'm saying? And if the original individual, the original society that created don't give you that knowledge, either you gonna put your 10 and 20,000 years of your own time and development in trying to create it, or you ain't gonna have it. That's just the bottom fucking line. So the West took the skyscraper into Japan and China. They took the car. Now today, they done took that shit and ran with it. Now they make better cars than the white man. But nevertheless, the development, the science is still the fucking same. They done tweaked it. They make better parts of this, that, and the third. But the original science that it took to make that fucking car is what the Japanese is using, what the German is using, what the goddamn Russian is using. They not using nothing different. They tweak it a little bit in here because it's developing. It's developing, okay? Again, the nuclear. You know, we look at the nuclear nations out there. We're talking about a very advanced science when you're talking about nuclear warfare, okay? Now, Germany was the first nation that was really touching on that. And Hitler almost had that shit before they knocked his ass off. He almost reached the point of having a nuclear bomb, okay? But they got in there on his ass. But he was damn near 95, 97% finished, okay? What happened? Those nations that united together, the Allied nations, Russia, Britain, France, United States, what happened? Those became the first nations that created the nuclear bomb, okay? Because they got a piece of the knowledge, okay? Those nations that didn't, they didn't get the knowledge. They got it from one of them, okay? You don't fumble on to advanced knowledge like that, okay? Either you go to school amongst the individuals who have it, or you do not have it, unless you're going to put in the same amount of time of development that it took, okay? And that science come out of Africa, okay? They just took it a different way. They took it a different way, but the chemistry and that, it was invented in Africa is the same science it took to build that goddamn bomb. In the Moors invented science, the advancements they had in science during what we call the Middle Ages also propelled the European to where he was. Copernicus and Galileo, this and that, they got that science from the Moors, who got it from out of West Africa, who got it from the Nile Valley, okay? So all that process is necessary to get to where you at today. And without that development, you will not have advanced complex creation. I'm warming you up. And in order to have that advanced complex creation, you got to have institution. Okay, what is this? You got to have writing. You got to have paper. You see what I'm saying? You got to have numbers, and then you got to have the science of geometry. You got to have the science of calculus and all of this to pull that out. So those sciences develop separately before you can even put them together to even create the goddamn bomb. So you will not fumble into advanced civilization. Why am I? Because I'm getting back to the Olmec to prove that they were African based on science, because these were the only people on the planet with that damn science. Fool ass niggas. Y'all ain't gonna play us today. We way beyond you niggas. You niggas still in teepees and shit, smoking on that bullshit. Today we got to wake up out of this. You see what I'm saying? We got to wake. This is how we prove that these people did not have books. They did not have writing. People talk about Plato, Socrates, and Aristotle had all these damn books and didn't even have no alphabet until they come into Egypt with fucking Alexander. They didn't have no books back in 400 BC and 500 BC and 300 BC. Ask them where the original goddamn books of Plato and Socrates and Aristotle and all of these great so-called Greeks that wrote all these damn books. Ask them where the originals at. And then with institution, what's critical about institution is mass production of literature. Not just coming up, well, we found one book. Bitch, that's fake. You made that shit up in your basement. See, the one thing about institution is you're going to have mass production of literature. Okay? No other nation in the ancient world had institution but Egypt. That's it. Where you go and you see mass production. Like today, United States is a institutionalized nation. You got a library in every goddamn city. You got you got tens of 10, 20, 30 in some of the major cities. 40 goddamn libraries. Each library got 30 books, 30,000 books in it. You got the Smithsonian that got the Smithsonian got 68 million volumes. Okay? We're talking about institution. You ain't got one book. In institution, you got mass production of literature. You see what I'm saying? In order to have mass production of literature, you got to have millions of educated individuals. Not like in the goddamn Europe, black, and during the so-called dark ages, when damn near 99.9% of the goddamn population was illiterate. They couldn't even even when they created the printing press, they couldn't even mass produce books because the goddamn populace was fucking illiterate. So they had to spend hundreds of years, even after producing the printing press, to educate the masses so that they could read the goddamn book. So the European did not become institutionalized into the 1800s. Okay, whereas when you go into Egypt, they done found millions of scrolls. You got writing on all of the temples. You got writing on the smallest little jewelry. You see what I'm saying? This was the first institutionalized nation with libraries and so on and so forth. You didn't have no libraries in no Greece. The majority of the Greek populace, 99.9% was illiterate. They did not have paper. They did not have an alphabet. How in the fuck you gonna have an alphabet before you have paper? And paper come from papyrus, okay? So you did not have paper until you come into Egypt. That's with Alexander at 332 BC. So the story of Plato and Socrates and all of that, that's a myth. They no different than the Hebrews with all they prophets that never found a grave, never found no production of literature from the time when they supposedly lived. They had the goddamn Greeks is in the same goddamn boat as the goddamn Hebrew prophets. Okay, I just want to be clear about that. So even on top of the goddamn sciences that I'm discussing, you got to have paper, you have to have an alphabet, you have to have a number system, you have to invent geometry and shit before you can even start writing up blueprints. That shit take thousands and thousands and thousands of years. So when you take that skyscraper and do that for your homework, Think of how many different sciences, advanced sciences, that it would take to come together to make that fucking skyscraper. And then just imagine somebody fumbling or stumbling upon the knowledge of how to build a goddamn skyscraper. You fool. Nah, let's get back to the Olmec so you understand what I'm saying. That was an advanced, complex creation. Okay, so either the Olmecs were the Africans that came from the Nile, or they sat in the goddamn school of the Egyptians and got their education. Either goddamn or. There is no other way to explain it. Let me talk to y'all today. Let me talk to y'all today. Just warming up. I got to say that so you can understand certain shit. You can't just jump into the photo. Once you understand that and understand how a motherfucker write a blueprint up and the different type of math sciences that it take to make a guy. Today, they building so high, now they have to, to build, and they invent ways where because the wind would blow that motherfucker over. They designing that motherfucker where the wind can go through that motherfucker. You understand? Then they got that one beam in the middle. And that might come from out of Asia, because them pagodas got that beam in the middle. So when the wind blow, that motherfucker kind of go different ways to, so that it could throw off the shock of the damn wind. You see what I'm saying? That is a different science that it takes. You understand what I'm saying? They got that shit from the Asian. So many of them damn skyscrapers got that beam in the middle, and that motherfucker rock back and forth like this. You know what I'm saying? To take off some of the shock of that wind, especially at them high altitudes blowing through there. And now I see where they designing, where they just leaving areas of the damn building like open. They'll build up so high, and then right in one of the floors, they'll leave an area in it kind of open so the wind will blow through there. That takes hundreds and hundreds of fucking years, thousands of years to develop that. Okay, so you're not going to fumble on that. You're going to have to go to a school and sit your ass in that school and learn that science just back then, just like you learned today. All right, got to warm you up. We ain't even got into the damn. So here again, we're looking at the corbel vault, which originated in Africa. Again, this is the Red Pyramid. There's the corbel vault. And you come to Mexico, Guatemala. This is at Uxmal. Okay, I was there. This is at Tikal. You see at the top, you see the corbel vault in that structure. Okay, this is again is Uxmal. And this is how, to the right, this is how most of the so-called American pyramids was built. Okay, this is in Honduras. You see the corbel vault all the way from Africa. You ain't just go up and motherfucking create that unless you went to a goddamn architectural engineering school in Africa. If you want to learn how to build a goddamn skyscraper, you're going to have to go to a architectural engineering school in the United States or in Europe, and they probably got some in China today. You see what I'm saying? But that's where you're going to have to learn this science. Now, you're looking at the cross section of the Great Pyramid. Now, when you come to Picard's pyramid, you cannot help but to see the same cross section. I'm just touching on two things today, family. I'm dealing with the corbel vault, and I'm dealing with the cross section. Now, you gonna tell me you cannot see that this is coming from the same damn architectural school? No Indian built this before the coming of the Olmecs, and I'm gonna prove that the Olmecs were African. They were not Native Americans. You got a lot of Mexicans out here that putting some puffy face so-called Indian next to the Olmecs. I'm gonna shoot that down. I'm gonna show you without no doubt that the Olmecs were African people based on their culture, based, and I'm proving here based on culture. This is not niggas talking about DNA. Fuck the DNA. Nigga, we don't need nobody to go where we can't see. We don't, today, if a motherfucking police looking for a nigga, he don't need a DNA test to know he a nigga. Okay, if the police looking for an Indian, they don't need no motherfucking DNA test to know an Indian when they see an Indian. Okay, when if the police was looking for a Caucasian man of 20 years old, they don't need a DNA. If it's a particular white man they looking for, then they might need a DNA test. But you don't need no fucking DNA test to know an African when you see one. You fool. You's a fool. See, they want to go in an area where they can play games with you. You know what I'm saying? See, everybody don't, and that's some white man understanding. He done took science from Africa and he's manipulated to his own advantage. Like Dr. Clark said, everything that has ever came from the European mind was created for him to control the world. There is no exempt. Nothing is exempt. Okay, everything that he created to control the world. Even DNA testing, even his science was to control the world, not to deliver unto you no damn knowledge, fool. And so you niggas using a Caucasian's science to prove what? Nigga, some madness. You got to jump up out of that shit. You got to always understand that your ancestors created science. God damn it, you don't need no goddamn white man science to prove nothing, okay? So now, look at this. This is an American university class. See, you see all that, you see white people, you see Asians, you see black people. See what I'm saying? Now, if you don't understand in the ancient world that there were universities just the same. You understand what I'm saying? Now, if this was an architectural class, then this is where you came to get that science. If you did not sit in this class in a Western school, you see Orientals out there. Now today, the white man the Asian is building skyscrapers as tall as, or even taller than the white man. Okay, you got the Asian building cars even better than but he had to sit in these schools first. That's why they was they still send their babies to Western schools right now today. What for? What they told them, go get that knowledge. You niggas didn't have enough sense to go and do that. We should have beat the Asian in making cars long time. We should have hundreds of cars that we should be making. We done been in their schools longer than anybody. But the only thing you want to do is be the white man's nigga. That's all you want. You ain't got no, you want to go work for the white man. That's what you want to do. Let me get some water. God damn it. You want to be the white man's nigga. That's all. Let me get some water. I'm just warming up. Okay? So, we got to be clear about some things now. Let me get some water. I ain't even got started, y'all. See, because by the time I get to that damn lecture, I don't want to be going over this. You know, but I will. I touch on it. But y'all should know this, okay? Y'all should know. So now, what am I saying about this? Okay? Just like you get education today, you get education yesterday. Okay? When you're ready to go into your major, when you're ready to go into that advanced major that you want to, you know, build your career in, where do you go? Where do you go? You go to the university. Okay? You don't go to Lucky Leroy basement where y'all niggas smoke weed and talk about y'all gods and we got the science. You're not going to learn how to build no skyscraper in Lucky Leroy's basement, smoking weed. You got to go to a university, whether it's a Western university. I don't know. They may have African architectural universities today. I'm not sure. I'm going to do my research to see if we did. Well, you know what? Let me say that. Yes, they do. Because when I was in Ethiopia, the Ethiopians is building massively today. Let me straighten my thoughts up. I had to straighten my thoughts up. You know what I'm saying? The Ethiopians is building beautiful, you know, housing all over Ethiopia. And I saw it and I was really amazed at the level of their architectural science. The Ethiopians is still advanced when I looked and seen how they built them mega churches and how they built them stela at Oxum. And they still on that level. They still on that level. They ain't never lost the science, and they building very beautiful and massive living quarters all over the Ethiopian nation. Okay, so I must say that. But you still have to go to a university to get this knowledge. Now, I think this is the tallest building in Arabia, and that's that clock. That's that clock at Mecca. Okay, that's that clock at Mecca. But it must be understood that it was a German. Okay, it's called the SL whatever that shit is. I'm not about to, because it's an Arab name. You know, special and lightweight structures based in Stuttgart, Germany, specialized in special buildings and lightweight structures, integrating architecture and engineering. Now, the architect was Arab, but he was trained in Germany. Okay? Now, we all know traditional Arab living quarters. They lived in tents. They did not know nothing about no skyscraper. So why am I saying this? Because it's just like what they doing with the pyramid, where most people gonna say, well, the Indian built the pyramids in the Americas. They different from the pyramids in Egypt. They different from everybody came up with the knowledge all by themselves. Okay, and that would be like coming back 1,000 years and say these skyscrapers is still standing in Arabia, skyscrapers still standing in Asia, skyscrapers still standing in America, and people conceive that all of these skyscrapers were constructed with a science that developed separate from each other. It's not true. Once you invent the science of the skyscraper is invented. You don't can't nobody reinvent it, nigga. You take and develop upon that. Okay, but you have to, because it takes thousands and thousands of years to develop. You're not going to stumble onto that now. Either you go to somebody who has it or you will not have it. So if the Arab had not went to the West to develop, he would have still been living in tents today. If the Asian had not went to the West to develop, they ass would still be in pagodas. It's just that simple, okay? I'm warming up now, and I want you to take it. So this is the architect right here. His name is Mahmoud, okay? He's the architect. He's an Arab, but he was trained in Germany, okay? Now, this is the building. This one right here is in goddamn, I don't know if this is the Dubai. I forgot to put it in there. Now, you would think, okay, just because you see, it was the West that built that damn building, okay? These are the architects. It was a European American architectural foundation that built that goddamn skyscraper, okay? It was based off of the same knowledge that went into New York and Chicago, okay? And they took that same knowledge and took it into Arabia, okay? Now this is in Asia, okay? Now that tallest building, if I'm not mistaken, is the, what's the name of that building? Shanghai Tower. But it was designed by the American architectural firm, Gensler, okay? But they used a Chinese architect that led the design team. So again, even when you look at some of the tallest buildings in Asia, okay, the European is there. Okay, this is Peronis Towers in Malaysia, okay? Those towers was designed by this white man right here, Caesar Pelli, okay? So as you see, from Asia to Arabia, all these pyramids, all these skyscrapers, which are the modern day skyscrapers, the ancient skyscrapers are the pyramids. Okay, let me come out. Let me come out right quick. Warming y'all up. So what I just showed you, okay, you're not gonna stumble into it. Okay, each one of these skyscrapers developed based on the original knowledge that came out of the Chicago, up out of New York, which was extended from the ancient architectural knowledge, okay, of the pyramids, which is the ancient skyscraper. So again, I'm warming you up. So when I get to these Olmecs, and I show, like just like I show you, the corbel vault, that's African. It was created in Africa. The red pyramid is almost 3,000 BC. That's 3,000 years, almost 2,000, 2,500 years before the Olmec pyramid. Okay, so it ain't even close. It ain't even close. And that's on the white man scale. It might be even older than that. It might be 4,000 years, 5,000 years older than the Olmec pyramid. Okay, but what it is that the science that went into building Teotihuacan in Mexico, the science that went into carving the giant Olmec heads was the same science that came out of Africa. No Indian ever, before the Olmec built on that level, no goddamn Indian nowhere since have built on that level. Okay, how do you develop a science and don't keep none for yourself? How is it that the Olmec used it, but you don't get none of the knowledge? Okay, the only people that ever built on that level was the Olmec. Okay, that was a very special time in so-called American history. And it's never been advanced to no great, extent. Maybe until modern time, I guess the closest thing maybe is the fucking Mount Rushmore or something on that level. You understand what I'm saying? But that's in the mountain. Okay, and you didn't have to move that motherfucker nothing. Okay, so when you talking about carving it, moving it, you're talking about a lot of advanced civilization. No man in a teepee with no guts riding on the back of a fucking horse alone is going to be able to achieve. Okay, now let me keep it moving. I ain't even got to the photos. I'm just warming y'all up. So we show here that all of these, the Arab, the Asian, they all went to school in the Western schools to learn how to build these skyscrapers, the pyramids of the modern era. Now, we looking here. I want y'all to look deeply at the nose, the lips, the skin color, the hair. See, the Indian gonna try to put a puffy face Mexican next to the Olmec. I don't know if y'all saw these images on Google. I'm about to shoot goddamn AK-47s all through that shit. You see a Pranatha's jaw. You see that stern look. You know what I'm saying? Idi Amin got the stern look of the Olmec. They was warriors, okay? That's why all of them look like they was mugging the motherfucker, okay? They look like they was mugging the motherfucker. Let me keep it moving. You see here, you see the full lips. They're gonna show you, a puffy lip Mexican, but the bottom lip falling off. You understand? It's one thing to have, a fat face Mexican than having a real Panathas jaw African. You understand? You can see the difference. What they do not show is the hair and the skin color that will put the emphasis on it. Okay? Let me show you this. You see the skin color, and I'm going to show you that the Olmecs were black. Okay? I'm going to show you now. It must be stated that these Olmecs are the image that the Olmecs created. I'm gonna also show you the Mayan, what he saw. You understand his architectural, I mean not architectural, but his artistry of what the African looked like, okay, on the Mayan Codex. And then when we put it together, then you're gonna see it's gonna shock you. You better buckle up, y'all. We just warming up. We is just warming up, okay? You see here, when you look at, the prognathes, jaw of the African, the full lip, the woolly hair, okay, the broad nose, even the eyes, the deep look in the eye. You see, that's an African, okay? And when you get to the skin color and the hair, that's going to end the debate. Wait a minute. That's Taaka. You see the helmet that the Olmec had on is very similar to the Nubian helmet. Okay, you see Taaka with that same prognathes jaw. You look at them cheeks, okay, full lips, fleshy and broad nose. Okay? Look at their hair. See, when you take that helmet off, see, that's what they don't want to show. When you take that helmet off, you see that damn afro. And you see, when you let that peak grow on your afro, it make that M in your fucking head. Okay? I'm going to show that. If you let that peak grow, you're going to have an M in your fucking head. Let me keep it moving. Now, if you seen the top left and the top right, you see they put them faces next to the Olmecs, okay? And it'll give you the illusion because one got, a puffy lip, but that bottom top lip, but it ain't a full-fledged mouth like the African mouth. If you put his mouth next to goddamn Idi Amin mouth, you will see what a real full-fledged mouth look like. And they would not show you the hair. You understand what I'm saying? Because that would end the fucking debate. Okay, but what you looking at is many different phenotypes of what you call the Native American. Okay, so though you got the one at the top that might have a little wider nose, might have a more fleshier lip, you don't know if African didn't been in their blood or not. Okay, but when you look at you see the other phenotypes of the Native American. So it's not the dominant phenotype. The dominant phenotype is the one at the bottom, left and right, and the one in the middle at the top. That's the dominant phenotype. The majority of the Native American look like the one at the bottom, left and right. If you go into the Mayans, they look more like, so the ones on the two ends, left and right at the top, is just a particular phenotype that might show up every blue moon. Okay? It's not the dominant phenotype. So they put this right here, and if you once you see the Olmec full-fledged, you will see that the mouth is, you can see that the bottom lip then dropped off. That's not a full-fledged mouth. Okay? He might got a little flaring nostril. Okay? But a lot of races got a flaring nostril. That's not something uncommon amongst the races. But you cannot just look at the mouth and the nose. You got to look at the skin color and the hair, which I'm going to show. Okay? So when this is Pekah, this is the king of that we were talking about, who pyramid was at Palenque. So when you look at the so-called Cherokee, the so-called Blackfoot Indian, the so-called Sioux Indian, he's nothing but the Pekah type. So I don't want you to think that the Cherokee, the Sioux, any of them damn Blackfoot Indian is different than a Mayan, an Aztec, or Incan. They the same damn thing. Okay? Again, see, they put this on the internet to fool you. You understand what I'm saying? The goddamn shit all blurry and shit. If you put that really truly, you will see the bottom lip. Look at his bottom lip. It then fell off. And just because you got cheeks don't mean you got a prognathes jaw. He got a weak jaw, but the fat up under his neck and the fat on his face is an illusion. He got a weak jawline, okay? He just like all Indian, he got a weak jawline. It's not a panoptic jaw, okay? And he will not show you the hair, and he will not show you the skin color, okay? Now look at that. See? He ain't that, them is two different people. Even though they both Indians, he gonna stand next to the Olmec. This one gonna stand next to the traditional Indian type. And you can look right at that one and prove that's what it is, okay? That's not an Olmec, and I'm gonna show and prove it to you. See that one? See that one? That's the Pacao type. You understand what his nose is the same? This is the traditional. The majority of the Indians look like this. The majority of the Indians are not fat. They don't have fat on their neck and shit. That's an illusion. Okay, when you get to the skin color and the hair, we're gonna prove that. Now, here we go. Here we go. This is a Mayan codex. See? And what you see, this is what the Mayans drew. See, this is the Olmec's own personal construction. So this is how they saw themselves. But this is how the Olmec saw the Africans. Okay? You see the bottom lip? It's protruding. See? And I'm going to prove. Look at them braids on his head. We're going to prove this, family. We're going to prove it. Look at the braids. I'm going to show you the braids. The same braids that's on the Olmec head. The same exact one. I want you to look at the ends of the braids where you see it got them circle clips to keep the braid together. I'm going to show you that. That's classic Sambo. Okay, when the white man want to show a nigga, he'll show you a black man with red lips. Okay? That's Sambo. But if we say that's African, on the Mayan Codex, they're going to say, oh, no, that's not no African. But you go anywhere, and I'm going to show you the Native American today dressing up as the African, using black paint, using red lipstick, just like over there in Netherlands during Santa Claus, where they put on black face, they put on nappy wigs, they paint their lips red. That lets me know that they know that the Moors were Africans. Unlike most of you dumbass niggas talking about the Moors wasn't African. Okay, the Moors was African. And that the European remember when the African was up there ruling. And that's why they paint themselves the way they do. Again, this is another image of the Mayan Codex. This is the Madrid Codex. It's in Spain right now today. Okay, and this is pre-Columbian. So that means the Africans was in the Americas, before Columbus. This is proof. We don't need no goddamn, references. This is the goddamn reference. This is pre-Columbian. Okay? And if you look at the Mayan or the Inca at the bottom, you can see it's a total different representation. And it looked like his ass bounded. Looked like he got his ass bounded. Looked like he's a slave. It looked like he got ropes on the back of his arm. Okay? So when you're talking about a Sambo, black face, red lips, that's classic protruding lip. So you got to understand the lip of the Olmec was protruding. So when you get back over there to this silly motherfucker thinking he don't have no protruding lip. He's fooling you. That upper lip might got a little flesh on it, but it's not a full African lip. He's fooling you. And I'm going to show it to you. Keep looking at that braid, okay? See, that style is common amongst these Africans. Now, we're going to go to Bolivia, okay, today. And you see they got a festival. These is Bolivians, where they dress up in remembrance of these Africans in Bolivia, okay? Show the protruding lip. See how he stick his lip out? See how he stick his lip out to let you know it was protruding, okay? Showing the disrespect of the Africans. You see what I'm saying? That's classic Sambo. We know the disrespect. You dress it. You see how he put on the woolly wig to let you know that they had woolly hair. Let me keep it moving. You see that around the eye where he done painted his face? You see up under it, you see the tan color to show you the true color of the Indian that's up under the paint. If you look to the left, you also see on the codex where Indian then painted itself black. You can see the tan around his eyes. You see his chin sticking out to show you that he's dressing up to be the African. And you see the goddamn Indian on his fucking knees giving homage. What do you see? You see the African with the jaguar. That's the Olmec. And you see the Olmec, the African with a beard. Indians don't have beards. Okay, that's another key indicator. So the African brought the leopard, the jaguar, which became the jaguar. In Africa, they used the leopard. In India, they used the tiger, which they got from the Naga Kushite. Wherever the African went, the priesthood was identified by a cat skin. How is that a goddamn coincidence? You could go into China and Shiva, the priest of Shiva wore the tiger skin. You go into the Olmec, the so-called American continent, amongst the Olmec, it was the jaguar. You go amongst the Egyptians, the Nubian, and from South Africa to West Africa, it's the leopard. Okay? I'm showing you something now. Let me keep it moving. This is Bolivia to show you the paint and the red look to show you this is African, showing you the disrespect. Now look at the codex. Look at the codex. Now you see how it's black on top of his feet and how it's tan up under the feet. Two different colors. And you look at the African, you know how dark they be, and then they feet be tan, nigga. You can even see the bottom of his damn soles is tan. So we know it's an African. Now look at the Olmec. See, they thought they would. Now see how more pronounced his lips is? See how more, you see the prognathicism in his jaw. That's not no goddamn Indian. And you see the afro. You see how the Ethiopian got the M in front of it. When you let that peak grow down, you get that M in your head. Okay? Let me go through that. That's all, what that nigga name is. I'm going so goddamn fast, I can't even remember that nigga name. He's a coon any goddamn way. But his peak ain't as pronounced, but I didn't just want to put the Ethiopian there and show you that all Africans, when you grow that afro out and you let that peak grow down, you're gonna get that M in your damn head. The Olmecs had afro. The Olmecs had braids. I'm not done, y'all. I'm just getting started. So you see the more pronounced features here. You see what I'm saying? To see them full lips. See, that damn Indian didn't have no bottom lip. And this ain't just fat face. This nigga jawbone, his jawline is very pronounced. He got a strong bone structure. Them Indians got a weak facial bone structure. See that M drop down in his hair? You see what I'm saying? You see that M drop down in his hair? That's an afro. That's the damn. And you see the lips are fully pronounced here. Okay? Now, so when you look at the Olmec, this is a stone structure, so they're not gonna have it. You know what I'm saying? So one side is the Olmec, the other side is the Mayan representation of the Olmec. But you say, Seti, the one to the right got braids. I'm gonna show you the braid on the Olmec. Okay? You see the braids? This is the braid. Got 7 braids in the back. Okay? And I'm gonna show you where Indians do not braid their hair like that. Okay, I'm getting into their ass today. They do not. I'm going to show you the traditional way that Native so-called Americans braid their hair. And you can see that this is not the way that they. And so when you look at the end of that braid, you see that? And come to the end of the Olmec braid. You see that? It's the same fucking braid. You fool. Look at that. See, Seti be coming with that smoke, baby. Said he be coming with that smoke, baby. Can I go over it again for you? So you know, the one to the right is the Mayan representation. The one to the left is the African representation of itself. So the Mayan did his very best to draw what he saw. And so when you look at that Olmec lip, you got to understand that those were protruding lips. Ain't no goddamn Mexican. The goddamn Native American did not draw his lips the same way he drew the African lip. He did not put black in his skin color to represent the Native American. I'm showing you this information today. Wake up. It's the same braid that's on the Olmec head. See, nobody showed you this, family. Remember where you saw this first. Nobody else ever showed you this. This is Sarah Seti's goddamn research. Look at that. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong, goddammit. If I'm wrong, show me something. Can you see? Same braids that's on the Olmec head. I'm gonna take some water. I'm gonna get some water, y'all. I'm gonna get some water, y'all. Morgan Freeman. That's right. With his coon ass. That's right, y'all. Let me get some water. Do y'all see them braids, family? Let me get this water, y'all. I had to warm up, y'all. Okay, let me keep it moving. Okay, so you see here, an Indian never go, because they got that thin ass hair. They got that straight thin ass hair, and they never braid their hair into small braids like that, because that shit gonna come out, and they not gonna start all the way at the top and braid to the back. Okay, so when he put his fucking face up there, he made an illusion, because he does not have a prognathod's jaw. That's an illusion. If you take the fat off his motherfucking face, you will see that he got a weak chin line, a weak facial structure. You see the Olmec to the right, the more pronounced Olmec. So if you take the helmet off, you would see that the Olmec got an afro. You'll see that the Olmec got an afro. Okay, this is in Bolivia. You see? And you see they got this dance of the Negro, the Carnival of Oruro, Public of Bolivia. Okay? You see them put the black paint on their face. You see them paint their lips red. So when we say this is an African, this is a so-called Native American, a Bolivian. So we not saying Seti said it. So when a Bolivian, who is one of these so-called Native Americans, when he wants to display an African, he used black face and red lips with woolly hair. Okay? So when we say that that's an African on the Mayan Codex, that's exactly what it is. Let me talk to you. We're talking about negritos. Okay? I don't know if I spelled that right or not. You see the little twa holding up the Olmec altar. It's a ceremonial altar. A negrito is a twa. So not only was the taller African in the Americas, but also the twa was in the Americas. Not only was the West African in the Americas, the East African was in America, the so-called America. This is a twa. Now let's be clear. There is only one race on the planet that has a people, a branch of their people that's short like the twa. That's the African, not the white man, not the Indian. Okay, the Mayans and whatever, they kind of short, but they not short as the twa. The twa is the shortest people on the planet. So do not be mistaken on what you see here. That's what you call the negrito. Okay? And when you looking at this statue of the Olmec, now that's a twa. That's a twa right there. And you see him Not only the Himba is a part of Nambia, where you got the Himba, a tribe of Nambia. You also got the Twa, who are in the Congo, that wear what you call the Himba, which some people call the Mohawk. Okay, that's a traditional African hairstyle. Okay, now this is Paka. You see at the bottom, you see the Twa, and it's clear that he's an African. You see the nose, you see the lips, totally different than the native so-called American Paka. He got that goddamn long, beak-like nose, and you see the short, fleshy nose of the African. That's the Olmec. You know, that little old silly ass Mexican gonna try to fool you. But ask yourself, why? Okay, let me go back here. Let me go back here. Ask yourself, these are all different phenotypes or facials, appearances of the Native American. Okay? If they all one people, okay? These is all one people of different areas, but they all one people. Ask yourself, why didn't they have no large heads, 28 tons, that look like this one? Okay? Why did they all look like one particular people? Okay? Why did they all look like the African style? Okay? See, he trying to fool you that this is him. So only the fat-faced motherfucking turkey-necked goddamn Native Americans built large stone heads. Why didn't the other ones have large stone heads? Okay? Why didn't the Mayan have large stone heads? Why didn't the Aztec, the ones at the bottom, have large stone heads? See, he the only one that got the goddamn knowledge. See, that's where they trying to fool you. You see what I'm saying? Only the African style was ever constructed in the large head. Let me keep it moving. So that's the Twa right there. To show you that the Twa was also over here. Keep it moving. The Himba, Nambia, okay? You see what they call, and you see it here. You see it here. That's out cold. That's a hard goddamn hairstyle. That's hard. So I don't want nobody to talking about they learned it from us. What the fuck is y'all talking about? Every fucking thing they learned it from us. Okay? So you see Nambia right above South Africa, West Africa at the bottom, and you see that they right on the South Atlantic, able to come across just like any other African. You see what I'm saying? And so they was all the way, they had went into the North American continent and the South American continent. And when you see that the Bolivians, right here, where them Bolivians at? Let me get to them Bolivians. Okay? You see the double braid? You see the double braid coming over the head? You can even look at the necklace. Same necklace. You see what I'm saying? You see the double braid? And I'm going to show you the clip on it. Now, this is key. This is key, family. Because I want y'all to listen. Listen to me. Because it came to me yesterday. Watch me now. This is this same Madrid Codex. And I kept looking and I kept looking. And look at this. You see this? Look very closely. You see how the Mayan is shown stabbing the African? Look at the spear. I'm going to show you up. Wait a minute. I'm going to show you up close. You see the spear going in the African, and he's draining him of blood. You can see it looked like some type of pan at the bottom. And you can see his arms is bounded. You see what I'm saying? And he's getting blood from the African, man. Look at that shit. Look at it. Can y'all see it? That come off a Mayan Codex. You can see where the blood is on the spear. And you can see where meat, he didn't carve meat out to African. You can see all type of blood coming out his meat. You see what I'm saying? Where they was stabbing it. Look at this shit. These are savage ass people. The African brought knowledge. And I told y'all that and it came to me last night. It came to me last night. The ancestors brought that to me. Where, they was into all of this bloodletting and shit and carving out hearts of their own goddamn people. Okay? Let me keep it moving. Let me come out right quick. Yeah, let me come down here to right here. Because y'all need to see this. So when you're looking at traditional Indian hair, they never braid their hair like the African. This is the most common, the two braid method is the most common braiding method of the Indian people, with the so-called Native American. And they don't braid from all the way at the top of the skull down. You see that. They cannot braid in small braid because that shit coming out. You see what I'm saying? They'll braid that shit up in one big ass braid. That's how they gonna keep that shit together. If they tried to braid like African, that shit is coming out. It get wet, it's coming out. So that's, for all you niggas that's dressing up like these goddamn crackers, that's all they is. Because today, Indian, they categorized the Indian as a white man. Okay? The white man then fucked the Native American over. They had to reconstruct where if you got 10% or you got 15% or you got 20%, they'll call you a Native American. The Native American is legitimately a white man today. And the niggas that's dressing up to be these niggas is no different than a white man dressing up to be a black man. Oh, you see the Inuit woman? I'm showing you the traditional, and that's way up in Alaska, all the way down. That's the traditional way that they braid their hair. They do not braid their hair like the Olmec. You see the Indian to the right? He got the two braid method. Okay, I got this from an Indian with pre-common era to the present. Okay, they do not braid that. And so when you look again at the so-called North American Indian, he's the same as Pakal, okay, which was a Mayan king. And I just showed you that the Mayan kings did not draw themselves to look like an African. The African was totally a different race, and they committed genocide on the African. So my question becomes, hear me out. Here you go. Here goes some confused niggas who will braid their hair up to look like the goddamn Indian. They braid their hair to look like the damn Indian. And this right here is no different than a cracker putting on a goddamn afro to look like a black man. Okay? There is no damn difference. The cracker confused, and you confused too, nigga. Because the Native American so-called Indian is not an African and never will be. He does not have woolly hair, and he does not braid his hair like African people. So why would these silly, silly Negroes take their beautiful African hair? Now you invented the braid. It's okay if you put it like that if you feel like it. But you're doing it trying to mimic the so-called Indian. If you braided your hair up there naturally because you just wanted your hairstyle to be that way, and I'm quite sure we've done it before anyway. I'm quite sure we did it two braid method too. but you doing it trying to be the Indian, okay? And in all respects, you're no different than a white man dressing up to be a black man. Both are confused. Let me come on up out of that. That was when I showed that braid and took it from the black man, showing the protrude. That put an end in it. That's science. Okay, that's science. And I showed you where the Bolivians. Matter of fact, did I show all of that? I did. I got some more of that shit too. They disrespecting and shit, trying to dress up and be the African. Man, I want y'all to see this shit. And it's so disrespectful. The faces that they be making and shit. You know what I'm saying? I want to show these other ones. And I'm gonna show you where, even though I got to show you this to nail this shit home, man. Where that stupid ass motherfucker at? Dressing up, trying to be disrespectful to the African. You see this shit, you'll know what I'm talking about. Where that shit at? Oh, dumb motherfucker. I hate them motherfuckers, man. Being disrespectful to the family. Where is that one photo at, man? Y'all got to see this. I don't know where I put it at, but I have it. I have it. Man, I wanted y'all to see that. I don't see how the hell, I don't see how the hell that got away from me. Feel me? Oh, here it go. Here it go. And these niggas dressing up, and these is Bolivian. The same type as the motherfucker. I'm gonna show you these. I'm gonna show y'all these too. To nail it home. Let me nail it home. Let me nail it home. See? So when you look at that Mayan codex, they know exactly who that is on the codex. You cannot be fooled. And I put the braids up there. The Olmec statue, when you take the helmet off, he got an afro. Okay? He got a, now look at that. See how they got him in a stockade as a slave. You see the chains on his wrist and his ankles. This is the Native American they dressing up to be. I don't understand. This is not Sarah Seti that made this shit. This is the same Cherokee, the goddamn Indians in Bolivia, Pacao, the Mayan, the Incan, the Aztec, the Bolivian, Venezuela, Chile, all the way down is one branch of people. Mixed in, but technically one branch of people. So they dressing up to be cheap little shit, and this motherfucker got Willie painting himself in disrespect of the African, showing him as a slave, making all these goddamn stupid ass faces, trying to look at that, be little. So they dressing up to be them. You understand what I'm saying? And he disrespecting us like this. I don't understand no shit like that. Them niggas is super confused and they embarrassing to the race. Bottom motherfucking line. Y'all niggas is embarrassing to the race. You dressing up to be a motherfucker that's disrespecting you. Okay? Nah. It's a lot of shit. I had some jewels. I got, to show y'all again that the Olmecs had a type of advanced structure where they had to go to school in Egypt, in Nubia, to be able to carve them heads, to create the type of fucking tools to carve the heads, to have the type of shipbuilding. That's how you know they came across the seas, because that's the type of ships you got to be advanced on that level, because you don't need that kind of ship to come up the goddamn river. Okay? They had regular type of ships. I mean canoes. Okay? The type of ship you would have needed to carry like that obelisk and all them blocks that went on them pyramids way down there, you would have needed barges. Just like you need a barge to carry heavy shit today, you would have needed a barge. You understand what I'm saying? To carry that. And then you would have had to be advanced in this water displacement, how to, the buoyancy of a ship to be able to put such a heavy goddamn piece of granite, 2,000 tons. Come on now. So you talking about the Olmec who created heads that weigh up to 28 tons. So that would have taken a lot of sciences to come together, advanced sciences that would have taken thousands of years to develop that. That's why you do not see the Inca, the Mayan, or the Aztec, or any so-called Native American ever reach the level of the Olmecs. It was a special time in American history that nobody before or since was able to master, because the knowledge did not come from here. It came from the Nile Valley, and it's proof that there was Africans from all over the continent, from West Africa and East Africa, from South Africa and North, that had come to these shores. And you can see they was deep all the way. So when you look at Machu Picchu, that's in Peru, and all the megalithic building, the Africans put that there. Okay? Now, after the fact, some of the Indians did get a chance to sit in the universities. So they built some of the pyramid, but they wasn't the big ones. Okay? They wasn't the ones at Teotihuacan were already there, and they admit that they came upon those pyramids and it was vacant. They had nothing to do with it. Okay, so when we talking about the largest one, the Africans put that. Now, the Indians that was away from the Olmecs, that was further away, they didn't get a chance to sit in the university of the Olmec. So they just built mounds. They didn't have the know-how to put the brick around, so they just built the mound. Okay? That's just common fucking sense. Dumbass niggas. So the same architectural, astronomical, when you look at the Olmec calendar, which is, with the head, it's round and got best in the middle with the tongue sticking out. That's the 364 and 1/4 day calendar that was invented in Egypt. You do not invent the wheel twice. And then they say the goddamn Sumerians invented the wheel. See, they lie so goddamn much that they can't back shit up. And then at the same time, listen to this. When they show you the Egyptians rolling the blocks up a ramp, they got like it's another piece of, I don't know if it's wood, I don't know if it's granite, but it's a roller. You put rollers up under the fucking block and you roll it. And then you take one up and you take it to the front and you keep pulling it and it rolls. That's a fucking wheel. So you mean to tell me that the Sumerians, but why don't these people keep some of the knowledge for themselves? Why don't you find chariots in Mesopotamia? You got Ramesses' chariot. You got chariot from the New Kingdom. I don't know if you got chariot from the Old Kingdom, but that was before any foreign intervention into Africa. Then you can go to Tassili Angier, which is in is that Libya or Algeria? Libya or Algeria, where they got these rock paintings on the wall and they show you the carts with the wheels and that go back 8,000 years BC. So when you see them rolling them blocks and they got the, you know, and it's either wood or it's a block, but it helps to roll. You understand? The blocks, that's a wheel. It's the same concept. You understand? You pulling it. And so they've been knew about the wheel. So that's another technology that I'm talking about. No other people had that technology. You understand? The Africans took it into Asia because I see the Indians was using it. They was using the elephants to help pull it. You understand what I'm saying? So as the elephant was pulling it, they'll pick up another log. It had to be circular so it could roll. Nigga, that's a form of a fucking wheel. The Africans took it there. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all got to wake up today. This is African high science at its fucking best. Okay, when you go look at that. And that's before the chariot. But it's the same concept. Rope pulling something. You understand what I'm saying? And so they knew how to make a fucking wheel. You dumbass. You can't make the wheel twice. Can't make the wheel twice. The alphabet is the same. The numbers is the same. The Romans did not have numbers. Try to balance your motherfucking bank account with Roman numbers. Goddamn 10 and 5 and you know what I'm saying? And the way you can't balance no goddamn bank book with no Roman numerals, nigga. The goddamn Egyptian numeral system, you can balance a bank account with. Your bank book. You know what I'm saying? You cannot do that with Roman numerals. And you cannot create an advanced, super advanced, complex creation such as the pyramid without that basic, the numbers, and not just the numbers. You had that when you're doing math. See, you got to have paper. You got to be able to write it quickly. You know, you see the Sumerians and they got clay tablets and shit. How the fuck is you gonna do some math on that? You gotta wait for that shit to dry and all of that shit. And you can't put it in the dirt. Some people can put little shit in the dirt, but you trying to preserve this shit. When you go in, when you talking about institution, as you advance the knowledge, you're filing the knowledge. That's what institution means. And so you're not filing no goat skins, people writing no goat skins and this, that. When civilization took off, it was paper that did it. It was the Africans that invented the greatest technology as far as the language, the alphabet, the numerical system. And once they invented the numerical system, once they invented the paper, once they invented the ink, then they advanced the science. You can't advance the science until you create the paper, till you create the ink, till you create the alphabet. Then you got to create the numerical system. Then you develop the different mathematical sciences, the algebra, the calculus, the geometry. That's going to take thousands of years. And as you advance, you record it. You record it. You go back to your files and you say, okay, so you don't forget that shit. That's the only way you are going to get to be an advanced system like that. So when you see the Olmec, just like I showed you, the university, where you see all of the students from all of the races, and they took it back home. Again, the Japanese, very advanced today. But at one time, they was over there, all they had was flip-flops, a goddamn wheelbarrow, and that's all and a little hoe. To get out there and toil that goddamn ground. That's all they had. Now today, they got skyscrapers, they got motherfucking cars, they got airplanes and shit. Most of their planes, they buy from the United States. So the West is developing all of these people. The Arab too. He got airplane. He got skyscraper. He didn't have that shit 50 years ago. So what am I saying? You cannot stumble onto advanced civilization because it takes institution. It takes the writing and the numeric. Then it takes the thousands of years to develop the sciences. Then you got to put all of the combination of sciences together to create the pyramid. So you need 50 different advanced sciences that it would have took tens of thousands of years to develop separately, to come together to create that one goddamn creation. You are not going to stumble on super advanced or advanced complex creation. Once you know what it takes, and that's why I keep banging on you niggas. So and once you understand that, once you understand institution, once you understand super complex creations, go over it, and yourself, just tonight, just take that skyscraper, do it for a week. Just take a piece of paper and go over how many different, removing the fucking dirt, removing the leftover. You understand what I'm saying? It's a process. You ever seen a motherfucker have to clean up all that shit? That's a goddamn problem. Moving the shit off and getting it away, you know? So when you think about, just take the skyscraper and write down, just make a list and just brainstorm on how many different sciences it takes to make that motherfucking skyscraper. And look how they develop separately. So when you see that skyscraper, you know, and when you look around the world, you know it come from one source. They didn't sat at the feet of the Western schools and got that knowledge, just like in the ancient world, they sat at the feet of the Africans and got that knowledge. No different. It's no different. What was, what is, what will be. So I was just shooting these last 4 days, but I made some great strides in showing critical, evidence based on real artifacts. Okay, based on real artifacts. You don't need no DNA. You don't need that, even though we will use that. When a motherfucker cracker ready to lock your ass up and they say it's a big black nigga running around there, when they see your motherfucking ass, they gonna know you from an Indian, they gonna know your ass from a Caucasian. So some things can be determined with visual observation, okay? Some things can be made with, you got to use you can't just use the lip, the nose, you got to use the skin color, you got to use the hair, and you got to use culture. That's going to be the determining factor. You got to use them all. So we didn't just use phenotype. We didn't just use phenotype because, just like I said, some people got a wide nose. You know, it's some white people that got, but they not the majority of the people. So a phenotype can pop up. Okay, you can get a fat motherfucker that got a chin hanging up under here and got, his face all in shit. That don't mean he got a pronounced jaw. When you take that fat off his motherfucking ass, you will see he got a weak jawline. That's an illusion. So even though the so-called Indian tried to put himself, when you took the helmet off and seen he had a fucking afro, and then you seen he had braids, and then we put the Mayan codex up there and showed that the braid was the same, the circular clip on the end of the braid was the same, and showed you that these is the hairstyles of, it's no doubt. It's no goddamn doubt. And then what's the definite proof is the science that was only produced in Africa, and some of that science was used by the Olmecs, because again, they had to sail them heads up out the mountains. They quarried the basalt in some of them mountains, and you talking about Levanta and Tres Zapotes. Those are hundreds and hundreds of miles away from them damn mountains. So they had to know how to sail them damn blocks up that damn river. No Indian, since or before, has ever shown in a science that advanced. Not since or before. It's an African science. So family, I love y'all. It's a pleasure to work out for y'all today. January 13th. See, I'm freestyle. I'm going to have it all. This is 20%. This is only 20% of what I'm going to show you. Now, when I get it together, I won't be freestyle. I won't be talking to you. I won't be in and out. It's going to be 3.5 hours of pure fucking fire. I guarantee you, I've been on fire. I'm ready for any debate. I want the biggest motherfucking Indian that you can find. He's not going to be able to do nothing with that evidence. Because once I go to institution, once I go to them codexes, once I go to and I'm going to break it down for you, and I'm going to show you. And it won't be a motherfucking skip. It won't be, I'm going to hit their ass. It's a wrap. They're going to be dead for another 10, 15 years. Till they think I'm asleep again. And then just like the Kraken, they say, what's that motherfucker, Clash of the Titan? They say, release the Kraken. And I'm going to come back up 10 years from now. Because every fucking 10 years, you got to crush these niggas. You understand? To show that, this is bullshit. And it is. It is. They dressing up to be the Indian is no different than the white man dressing up to be the African. It's the same motherfucking sick reality. Crackers talking about they coming out of Africa with no melanin is just as silly as a dark melanated African talking about he originated in North America, which is an ice box. It's an ice box. You understand what I'm saying? It's an ice box. It get cold. Now it's warmer sometimes than most time. You understand? But at the same time, in certain areas, it's gonna be 3, 4, 5 months. It's gonna be cold than a motherfucker. Ain't no dark-skinned African originated in these areas. And we went over Aboriginal. I'm gonna go over that in the lecture. You will see the flyer go up. Ab means away. It means not. Okay, if somebody say you absent, you not here. So when you say Aboriginal, it means you're not original. You are from away. When you're not here, you're away. That's what ab mean. Okay, so when you say Aboriginal, you're not here. You're not original. You understand what I'm saying? So you need to study. You always talking about the origin of words. You ain't looked that up, nigga. You ain't looked that shit up, so y'all need to quit using shit and y'all don't know what the fuck it means. Okay, so you is Aboriginal. You really told the truth. You are Aboriginal. You're not from here. So in reality, you agree with me more than you disagree. You just don't know you agree with me. See, just like I say, do not take this personal. This is not personal. This is intellectual prowess. It's not a disrespect. We still love you. We still love you out there, okay? But again, we understand that we got some crazy people in our family. We all got that crazy uncle. We got that crazy ass auntie. And we wish them all the best. We just don't want you to come over for the holiday. Stay home, nigga. We'll call you. We'll check on you. But don't show up for the holidays. This is the General Sarah Sunseti. I love you. Let me go in the chat before I leave. I see we stacked up again. Let me go to my chat. How we looking out there, y'all? How we look? How did I do today, y'all? Give me some love out there in my chat. Did I hurt them? I'm gonna ask y'all something. How did them braids, did that shit hurt? I want some feedback for them braids, y'all. I want some feedback for them braids, y'all. Y'all see how that motherfucking Mayan stabbed our brother on that codex? Didn't I always tell y'all them motherfuckers exterminated our people? Didn't I tell y'all that? I told y'all that before I even saw the Mayan codex. Didn't I tell y'all that? Didn't I tell y'all that? And it came to me. The ancestors brought it to me. I see that love out there. I love y'all. I love y'all. Hey, be ready for that live stream, y'all. Be ready. January 13th, I'm going to be still on Pharaoh ticket leak. Okay? So it'll go up real soon. Thank you for all your support out there. I love you. Okay? And I'm going to be black. I'm going to come with some more fire. They done for. You understand? Till we do this lecture, and when I do this lecture, you put that lecture on your shelf. You put that lecture on your shelf and keep it. And whenever you continue to do your own research. Again, right? Take a piece of paper, put skyscraper. How many sciences does it take to create a skyscraper? I want you to think about that for 2 weeks until I do this live stream. And I want you to write down every major science it takes to create that skyscraper. And it's the same level of attainment you would need to build the pyramid. The pyramid would take probably hundreds of sciences, even more than that. Write that down. Get with me soon. I love you. This is the General Cyrus Soon said. He said, hey, arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on that wicked ass beast daily. Liberation through African education and confrontation. Black Power.